The chef de mission for the 2026 Winter Olympic Games in northern Italy has been named. Former aerial skier Alisa Camplin was the first Australian woman to win Olympic gold in Salt Lake City in 2002. She's also Australia's first female head of mission for a Winter Games. And she joins us live now. Alisa, thank you so much for your time. Firstly, congratulations. How exciting. Is this something of a dream come true for you?
Yes, absolutely. I'm rapt to be able to serve our amazing winter athletes in this way and to pay it forward. Someone worked behind the scenes to support me when I was an Olympian, and now to be able to do that for others is very meaningful. I'm extremely grateful.
So what sort of leadership style do you think you'll bring to the team? What's your overarching goal for these games?
I think coming from the perspective of having been an athlete and going into my first games, then having the goal of trying to achieve a medal and then doing that and then defending a medal, I've trod a path that, I realise not many have. And so to be able to share my wisdom and experience, but mostly my compassion and care for the athletes and their coaches is something I really want to do. It's such a vulnerable moment to step up to the start gate at an Olympic Games with all the opportunity ahead of you, not knowing how it's going to work out. So I really just want to make that experience safe and enjoyable for our athletes and to work quietly behind the team, with the team, behind the team, to support the athletes and coaches to do their best.
Well, doing their best. I think Australia won, 4 medals at the last Winter Games. How do you think we'll go in Italy? Do we have some strong talent competing?
Oh, absolutely. It was a record performance for us in Beijing. I was the deputy chef de mission there. So a great honour to work with that team. A gold, 2 silvers and a bronze was extraordinary. Cycle forward 2 years, we're at this point 492 days away from Milano, Cortina, and we've just come off the back of a record season for our winter athletes. We actually had 15 athletes across 8 different sports deliver 52 World Cup or World Championship medals. And we have such a breadth of athletes, older ones, younger ones coming through. I think it's going to be a really exciting upcoming games for all of Australia to enjoy, but mostly for the athletes to be able to build on the legacy that's, come before them.
Some of our viewers might be surprised to hear that. I mean, as we know, our climate in most parts of the country doesn't lend itself too well to plenty of winter sports. Once our top athletes get to a certain level, do most of them need to relocate to colder climates? Do we see a sort of brain drain problem in your field? And how does that impact team training?
Actually, we've got some amazing facilities in Australia. We get extraordinary great support from all of the winter alpine regions around the country. So our athletes get the hometown advantage of being able to train in the non-international season using the Australian domestic season. And that is something that we never take for granted because we just get that extra edge on our international competitors. We also have off-season training facilities like the aerial skiing and mogul skiing jumps that are up in southeast Queensland there, so that our acrobatic athletes can train in the off season. We've got an airbag in Jindabyne. We've got ice skating rinks around the country. So our athletes have some pretty decent facilities in Australia in which to train. One of the things, though, is that the Australians are often surprised about our success, whereas we've built over time a really strong international respect in Winter Olympics. So, our athletes are building and the Australian public are getting to know their stories and, look forward to supporting them every 4 years. And as we now come out of an extraordinary Games in Paris, I really hope everyone can start getting behind and getting to know about some of our winter athletes in readiness for Milano Cortina in 2026.
Well, we do know that we are good at batting above our average. I understand the venues for these games are going to be quite spread out in northern Italy. I assume that's going to provide a few logistical challenges for team organisers.
Absolutely, but that's our job, to be prepared for that. Like, no games is perfect. I never go in expecting everything to work. I actually want to be prepared for any abnormalities that might occur, so we can use that as a competitive advantage, that we're more prepared than our international competitors. It is our first time being back in Europe since 2006 when I last competed in Italy. So you're right, it's going to be a very distributed games. We've got 14 venues spread over 8 different locations, and some of those are over 200 kilometres apart over mountain passes. So it is going to be a monumental task to prepare properly to give everyone the best chance possible. But, you know, that's something we relish, and we know that the Italians will put on an extraordinary game. So we're all pretty excited, actually.
And they have an extraordinary head of mission leading the team. Alisa, really appreciate you making the time for us, and congratulations again.
Thank you. Bring it on.